If you're clicking on this video thinking that this was something easy for me to do, 30 days of cardio, think again. I hate cardio, or at least I hated cardio before the start of this challenge. I was the kind of guy that would walk into the gym and rep out 225, no problem. But then when it came to walking up a flight of stairs, when it came to walking a mile, I was out of breath. I felt that I was so fit at the gym, but the cardio was just lacking. I felt brain fog. I felt fatigue. My sleep wasn't right. I didn't feel like I was doing as much work as I could have, and the cardio that I did do was really lackluster. Maybe I would go on a walk once or twice. Maybe I would play basketball with my friends, but I felt like I was underperforming, and my fitness wasn't there. And so I vowed to myself that I would do 30 days of cardio. I tried different types of cardio, and I'll talk about that later in the video. But first, I want to say that this is a part of a lifelong series of self-improvement challenges that I'm doing. Every month, I try to do something different to challenge myself or try and do a fun little project to learn and experiment. I was inspired by a guy named Alex Hormozy. He's an entrepreneur, successful businessman, and honestly, he's a mentor and not a mentor, but someone that I look up to. And what he's trying to do is document his success from early on, and tell his story so that you can learn from it. I wanted to start younger. Currently, I'm 17 years old, trying to improve myself every single day. And this is a part of my process to document what I do, and how I'm growing. And so I hope you enjoy videos like this. Please subscribe if you can. The Modern Greek God channel will continue whether you subscribe or not, but I'll be a lot more motivated to upload, and it'll be great if you do. And if you're asking why, let me go outside and answer that question. Before you start, you might be asking why. Well, let me tell you. Cardio improves heart health, lung capacity, gives you better sleep, reduces stress, makes you better in the gym, and you can pretend you're being David Goggins while doing it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that clip. I enjoyed making it. And then I wanted to outline my goals of this challenge. First of all, I wanted to see if I could make a visible benefit in my physique. So I have physique pictures at the end. And I also wanted to see if I can make cardio fun and enjoyable and easy to implement. The hardest thing about cardio was just trying to do it. The most cardio that I've ever done consistently was I've been in like soccer practice when I was really young. It was on the Stairmaster, and I would watch anime on the Stairmaster, and it was easy to implement because I could distract myself. But I wanted to find if there's different ways of cardio that were enjoyable, easy to implement, and I also saw progression from. All right, and now I want to talk about the types of cardio that I did. So the first type of cardio that I did, my favorite type of cardio that I did was running. Now, running was perceived as the least fun activity, because I'm not going to lie, it was not very fun. The only fun part about running is bragging about it at the end. Running was really hard. A lot of the times my heart rate was up to like 200 beats per minute, 180 beats per minute. It was probably not healthy. But I pushed myself, and I pushed myself to the point of exhaustion. Run is complete. I had the right motivation, and I kept going. Felt like throwing up, felt like passing out. I went for it. And I'm coming off of reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It's a great book that'll push your mental limit. The governor that he talks about, the thing that limits us in our mind, he helps you push past that. And if you're interested in what he has to say, you can check my YouTube video on reading that book. But anyways, as I digress, running was amazing. I felt the most fulfilled by it. And I just ran around my neighborhood in a space. I had music on. And it was like, I didn't do it on a treadmill, I did it outside, and it was something I didn't regret. I didn't regret going on a run, besides the part that I got shin splints, which kind of sucked. But, learning to run really clears your mind, and I've yet to have a really bad day that I've also ran really hard on, It's always been the days that I didn't do cardio that my day kind of sucked, so there's that. Next up was walking. I'm a big fan of walking because I like to think, and it helps me, move my thoughts and do that. So it was really easy for me to go on hour walks, hour and a half walks, 45-minute walks. Some of the times I would listen to podcasts, I would listen to audiobooks. Audiobook I was listening to was called Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the CEO or founder of Nike. And so reading a book about running and walking, and then walking while doing it, it's kind of helpful. But really, it allowed me to get through my thoughts, and it felt like a more meaningful form of cardio because running was purely a physical challenge, and I was testing myself, and I was sharpening that iron. And walking was more of I could reflect on my day, and I could stay mentally sharp, and it was great. It was great. And now, we're probably thinking pickleball. You probably have two thoughts. One is, what's pickleball? Maybe. Or if you've heard of pickleball, you're like, why is this kid playing pickleball? Pickleball is a sport for old people, but it's exploding in the U.S. Because of its accessibility and its ease of playing. And I have a friend who's a former really good player at tennis, and I challenged him to a pickleball match. And so before then, I practiced with anyone I can get my hands on. I practiced with everybody in my family, just going as vigorous as I could. I would do 3 versus 1 matches, 2 versus 1 matches, anything that would get me running across, hitting the ball. And this was a great form of cardio because I heard something a while ago, and it was like, you should find cardio that's fun to do because then it's not perceived as hard cardio. And honestly, way true. It's super true. I did pickleball for an hour, and I have to look at the stats, but I burned something like 500 calories, 700 calories, something crazy like that. And it really didn't feel like I was burning that many calories. Versus with running, where I burned fewer calories and pushed way harder and felt like my perceived effort was way harder with running than it was with pickleball, because pickleball was just a fun way to do it. And then I have some other miscellaneous things. I've wrestled before, so I have a friend that wrestles and does MMA. So we wrestled, and I was able to hold my own because I had done all this cardio training. It was pretty interesting. Doing all this cardio really helped me improve. Boxing was something that I did before the SAT for mental clarity. And it was a good release. It was a good mental release of stress, and it was really good cardio. I mean, I think if I boxed consistently for 30 days straight, I would be a lean machine, dude. Um, and then like basketball was like pickleball, where it was just something for me to play with my friends, and like time passed really quickly, and I was getting fit and having fun at the same time. So it's kind of a win-win. All right, so I have 6 key takeaways from this video. Number 1 is that I was more mentally focused. You may think that cardio is a physical thing, but the way that it impacts your brain is like, I know there's studies about it that I need to read and I need to get more, but I'm a kid, and this is just what I know, is that when I would do cardio, I would feel sharper and I would feel better performed. Maybe it's because I don't even know. It's like, maybe it's because I straightened out all those thoughts in my mind when I was walking, something like that. But I just felt so much better, so much more productive, and the quality of my work was a lot better during this period. Also, I slept better. I think this is reasonable that if you work really hard, you'll probably sleep better because you'll be fatigued. And so to fatigue yourself every day is probably the best melatonin. You don't need to take a melatonin gummy if you just work out really hard. I was also less distracted. This goes into that mentally focused idea that, if you, I feel like if you go on a walk or if you go on a run, you sort through your thoughts automatically, and you're kind of on the right track. And so when you go and do something, you're a lot less distracted because you know what you're going to do. This might not be cardio. This might just be because of my walks, but also on the days that I was on a run, I pushed myself to my limit. And so I was already here at an effort level, and I was like, okay, so even if I fall down to like a here, I was still putting way much more effort in than someone that didn't run before, whose baseline's like down here. Um, Felt more productive. I basically talked about that already. I also had more endurance in my workouts. Now, some people will be like, I don't do cardio because it's going to kill my gains. But like, bro, if your heart is better at getting blood to your muscles, then won't you be better at lifting? Like, the whole point of cardio is to help your heart beat stronger and more effectively. And so like when you're in lifts, and you go to push, and you have limited oxygen, and there's so much science that goes into it, but if you train your heart, you're going to lift better. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but seems logical. And then also I looked leaner. I won't say a lot leaner because I think I was pretty lean before the start of this, but I'm going to drop the progress pictures. Yeah, I'll drop them right now. This is what I look like before, and then after the 30 days. You can see kind of an improvement. You're not going to see, especially at my body fat percentage and like how long I've been working out, you're not going to see crazy transformational changes. But I felt a lot leaner, and I felt a lot cleaner, and it was pretty awesome. All right, now's the part of the video that I'm going to be like especially energetic, because it's probably going to go on like a YouTube short trying to promote it. But this is what you can do now. Okay, what you can do now. Start walking now. Walking has so many benefits, whether it's mental or physical. It's a great gateway into cardio. It's a gateway drug into running. You walk every day, eventually you're gonna want to run. There's been a couple times during this challenge where I went on a walk, came back sweating because I went on a run instead. Instead of scrolling, just sit with your own thoughts outside and go walk. I know it's hard. Listen to an audiobook, listen to a podcast. You'll feel productive. You'll feel your mental juices flowing. At least I think better when I'm walking because if I'm sitting still, I get distracted easily. So if this is like you should walk right now. All right, and then like the second YouTube short will be like, find fun cardio. Cardio can be super hard for all of us to do, and so finding an activity that you perceive as fun and is also good for your fitness is key to having a lean physique. When you're playing games like tennis or pickleball, it may seem cringe, but for me, I find it super enjoyable. You can also do activities like swimming, playing basketball, soccer, really anything with other people that distract you from the fact that you're doing cardio is going to be great for your cardiovascular system. And again, like this is pretty logical. If you can find a way to work out that's fun, you should probably do that because even though it's not the most optimal, it's more fun, and so the perceived effort is a lot less. Now, if you're trying to be like David Goggins and push yourself to the max, then yeah, be alone and go on that 80-mile run in the middle of the night. But like if you're just trying to stay lean and have fun and keep it continuing, um, find fun cardio. Okay. Now the opposite of that is instead of finding fun cardio, I would recommend. Okay, YouTube short. You should run as hard as you can, at least once. I did a challenge where I did 30 days of cardio, and there was a couple days in there where I ran at a 10 out of 10 effort level. I felt fatigued. I felt like I was going to throw up. I felt like I was going to pass out, and I kept running. And it was a little psychotic, but I kept doing it because I know and I knew that people have ran before me and they're fine. And there's this mental barrier that you break when you run, and it feels phenomenal. It feels phenomenal to want to give up 4 minutes into your run, keep going. 12 minutes later, be 2 minutes away from the finish line, and then at the finish line, realize that you wanted to give up so long ago. You wanted to give up 4 minutes into the run. But now, 20 minutes later, you're sitting there at the finish line and you're like, man, I feel great. I don't know if that math added up. I was kind of just thinking in my head. But running is such an accomplishment, and you should push yourself to that extreme at least once because it's an amazing feeling. And if it sucks, I get it, but you'll definitely feel fulfilled. And then added bonus, do a cold shower afterward. It'll help with recovery. It'll burn more calories, and it's like literally scientifically proven to be good for your endorphins and your happiness chemicals and all that. Yeah.
Comment down below a challenge you want me to do, and I'll do it. Self improvement challenges. If you want me to meditate for an hour straight, if you want me to, I don't know, work on my sleep, get up at 5 a.m., anything, comment down below, subscribe. Let's get it. Yeah.